So this is USDCAD Analysis for Tuesday, the 5th of December. Now, let's have a look at prices and where they're likely to go. So, Monday the 4th, what we did see was we did see a subsequent breakdown in prices, and we weren't able to hold this 127. We did break down and retest. Well, we did actually trade below this 126.80. We traded all the way down to, I think it's 126.50 actually. Just bear with me a second. I'm just going to have a quick look on the charts just to make sure we got the low of the day correct. The low was in and around this 126.56, so it's pretty close to 126.50. So we did trade down to all the way down to 126.50. We did see some buy side momentum come back into the market for another retest of the 127. Again, we've seen a breakdown of 127, so we're not able to hold on to this 127. After seeing this strong fundamental catalyst here, likely news related in regards to the US dollar, Canadian dollar, so dollar bearish, Canadian dollar strong. As we can see, we've had a strong move to the downside. We've had a bit of consolidation around at 127 to 127.20. We've seen a further breakdown to 126.50, and let's just get this. There we are. So we've broken down from that 129, and we mentioned was a key level. We've traded all the way down, so we've come back down. This is 127, come back up to test 127.20. We've broke down to 126.50, and again we seem to be putting another lower high. So we've got our high there. We seem to have another lower high just there in around at 127. So we're not quite got up to 127.20. So we're seeing our prices react in around at 126.50. Now, if we do see in light of this strong move to the downside, potentially looking for more sell side momentum if we do successfully navigate 126.50. So we'll look for potential downside targets first before looking for upside targets. So we're potentially looking for, I should use potential a bit too much there. So we're looking for prices to come down to 126.22, where we could potentially see a bounce in the market all the way up to that 126.50. Now, if we don't see a break, we don't see a bounce around at 126.50 from 126.22, we could see about a breakdown of prices. The next key level is quite a bit away actually, surprisingly. The next key level that we are looking at is all the way down at 125.30. So a break from this 126.22, we are looking for prices to come down all the way down to this 125.30 before we potentially see a bounce all the way up to that 126.22. If we do get down to 125.30, I can't imagine we'll move much. We'd retrace much beyond 126.22. If we do break down from 125.30, we're looking for that 125, the round number, for a potential bounce in the market. Let's just have a look. Yes, so what? Yes, 126.22. Now, sorry, I'm all over. Sorry, I'm a bit all over the place here. So let's just have a look for where we might go to the upside. So if we do hold 126.50, 127 will come into focus. If we do break above 127, again we'll be looking for prices to head all the way up to 127.56. That's the level that we're looking for to see if prices, how we price direct around 127.56. We do have the 400 and the 200 period moving average pretty close by. They may act as dynamic levels of resistance, so we could see some sell side momentum come into the market all the way, bringing us all the way back down to 127 for another test, or a retracement before we have a break and a move up to that key level in around at 127.80, essentially 127.78. But ultimately 127.80. We're looking for more we're looking for some sell side momentum could come into the market in around at 127.80, taking us all the way back down to 127. If we do successfully break that 127.80, we're looking to see our price direct in around at 128.20. In around at 128.20 to 128.40, in within this 20 pip zone. Again, we are looking for likely sell side momentum to take us all the way back down to that 127.80. So those are the levels we're looking at to the downside and far end of the range. And the let's just have a look where our far end of the range might be. A breakdown from where we are currently at in around this. Where are we currently? We're currently at 26.78. So if we do a breakdown below 126.22, the far end of the range might potentially be 125.80. We're looking for prices come down to 125.80, in around that's 125.80. for a bounce in the market, but the next key level we're looking for is 125.30. If we do break from this 126.22, and to the upside, we're looking for in around this 127.80 to 128. Again, we'd expect that to be the far end of the range, even though we've mentioned 128.20 to 128.40. That's if we do have quite a lot of volatility in the market. Then we could potentially look for these levels to see how prices react there. So let's just have a look at the daily time frame before wrapping up here on the US dollar Canadian dollar. Now, on the previous analysis video, I was saying I was expecting some retracement, because usually after we do have a strong day such as this on a Friday, we do see Monday tends to be a day of where we have some retracement before we have further continuation later on in the week. That wasn't the case. What we did see was we did see some retracement as indicated by this week here, but we did see quite a lot of selling momentum coming to the market, and we did close bearish. So in the context of this, let's just get a scale on here correct, because the market isn't scaled correctly, so it is somewhat distorted. There we are. So it is a potentially, well, it is an engulfing candle. This candle here as a reference, from this 129 to its close below 127. Wow, essentially it's a 200 pip candle. I didn't realize that. This is potentially, yes, it is a 200 plus pip candle, isn't it? So let's just have a look. We're having a look at this candle now. So we opened at 128.95, and no, it isn't a 200 pip candle. What am I saying? 128.95, and we closed at 126.82. Yes, it is a 200 pip candle. Wow, just wow. Yes, so yes, it is a 200 pip candle. So we've got this very large candle here, 200 or so pips, and as you can see, it is an engulfing candle. So as we're still operating in shadow of it, and we do seem to have had some bearish momentum. So we're looking for prices coming out to 126.22, break from which we're looking for the next key level in around at 125. We have to be aware of 125.30. A move beyond that, we're looking for all the way down to 124.26, but that's over a longer term time frame. But overall, we are operating in shadow of this very strong 200 pip candle. So we are looking for more sell side momentum. We might see some retracement at some point, but we're still operating in shadow of it. So we might retrace all the way to 127.80 before we see some further sell side momentum potentially take us all the way back down to 126.22. Overall, though, we do seem to have turned a bit of a corner. So we've got our previous high up here in around 129. We've got a bit of a double top here as well. So we did have a W pattern there, and we've had a double top as well. So we've had a bit of a double top in around at 129. So we might have capped all the gains on US dollar Canadian dollar for now, and we do have an interest rate decision. So we'll see how markets react to that, whether we do see very strong bullish buy side momentum on the US dollar side. Potentially we could potentially depend on the rate decision and subsequent statements by Fed governors and so on. We could retrace this 200 pip or so candle, but overall, as we're operating in shadow of this very bearish candle, we're looking for potential downside momentum to continue in this market, as it does appear that all this bullish buy side momentum has been capped here, and due to our inability to break above this 129 level. Now, yes, that should wrap up the US dollar Canadian dollar analysis. Sorry for the video being so long. Yeah, thanks for watching.